What's poppin'? What's poppin'? So your girl came to rant, communicate, conversate, what do you like to call it? And today we're going to talk about I don't know how to I guess title this topic, to be honest with you. So there we go. Thank you, God. Thank you. Sorry, y'all. I had to take a moment because I didn't really know what I wanted to title the topic, but now I got it. Treating people differently because of their disabilities. But first, hi, hello, nice to meet you. I go by Lina. My name is Lina, the Hood Therapist. I am here to help you heal, grow, and thrive only if you want to. It is up to you to decide whether you would like to heal the surface level, or should I say, not just the surface level, but deep down inside in your soul and your spirits. And I want you to know, my love, it is not going to be easy. You might even have to fight for your fucking life. But I believe in you. I believe that you will be able to handle everything that is getting thrown at you. I believe that you'll be able to conquer it all, okay? So come along on this journey of healing and growing. But back to the topic at hand. Y'all, treating people differently because of their disabilities. First off, let me tell y'all what happened today, right? I was at work, right? And right when I get into work, I see one of our guests that were literally, like a guest that comes in frequently, like a frequent guest, right? And every time he comes in, I help him. And, I've gotten used to, interacting with him and helping him because he is a man that, for one, is in a wheelchair, like electric wheelchair. And for two, he's not really, I don't know how to say this, but he doesn't have a lot of vocabulary. He doesn't have a lot of vocabulary that I know of. Usually when I do see him, he's like, yes, no, maybe. The only sentence I've ever heard him say is, what do you think? I don't know. And thank you. And sorry. Right? I think that's all that I've heard him say. Right? So, from knowing this man for quite some time, that's like, it's hard to kind of interact with him because sometimes you have to like throw things out there. Like, of course he's going to give you signs signs as to what he's talking about, but you have to really put it together, right? Like, let me give you an example. So one day he came in, right? And I, let's say actually the first day I met him, I seen him and I was like, hi, how are you doing? Like, can I help you with anything? Because I was on the floor at the time. And he was like, yes. And he points at, he was getting Hot Wheels, like the little cars, Hot Wheel cars. And I point at him. He's like, and I was like, you want this? He was like, no. And I point up, and he was like, this? And he was like, no. And I go to the back, like I pull one of them back, and I was like, this? He was like, no. And I pull, and he goes, and I go, this? And he's like, no. And I pull again, and he's like, this? And I'm like, this? And he was like, yes. And I give it to him, and he looks at it, and he was like, no. Like, it's like something you have to be patient with, because it's hard to have a conversation, especially when you don't have a lot to, like, you can say, like I said, I don't know what happened to him to where he only has that amount of words to say, but that I do know that is what he says, right? And so today I seen him, right? And one of my coworkers was helping him. And he seen me and he was like, hey, like basically you like, can you help? And then not only that, my coworker was like, can you help me? I don't know if the guy told my coworker to get me or what, but my coworker came over. He was like, hey, can you help me real quick? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I come over there and I'm just like, what, like, how can I help you? What's going on? And I'm looking at everything and he has some stuff laid out on the thing and I'm reading everything, right? And come to find out, he just wanted to get like a return back on like the policy, like a a protection policy or whatever, right? And not only that, he wanted to put money on his card, like on a gift card, so he can buy something online and then buy the thing that's online, right? And so I help him out, I give him his refund, and then I also give him the give him the transaction that he needed for putting the money on the card and stuff like that. And I also helped him with the online thing because he had it up and he was like, like, is this how you do it and stuff like that? So I helped him, right? And when we do it, I don't know what happened, but like it was like a refurbished item, right? And like refurbished items are like items that were used and then they brought back in and then they kind of redid it to where it basically was back working and sent back out. I'm pretty sure, right? Anyway, so I helped him with that, but then it got canceled. So I'm just like, I wonder why it got canceled. And it said technical issues. And I guess I could have just told him that, like, something happened to where there was some technical issues and it got canceled. Like, maybe if you could, like, look for something else that, that resembles what you're looking for and stuff like that, we could have been on our way. But for some reason, I was like, hey, I asked one of my leads, a female lead that was coming, right? She was coming down, so I asked her for some help to be like, because, like, maybe I did something wrong or something. So I think he's caught his leash, bro. Yeah. It looked like he's caught his leash and that shit pulling on his ass. I was wondering why the fuck he was screaming like that. That's my doggy. My brother's dog, basically. Well, technically, but it's not really his dog because he don't fucking take care of that motherfucker. It's the family dog at this point. But yeah, I called her over, right? And like I said, I don't know why I called her over, but I called her over. And I was like, this and the third, blah, blah, blah. And she said, oh, basically what I could have said, like, it looked like the thing was canceled from some technical issues, I would just go and get like a different thing that's not refurbished, or go look and see if there's something else that's not refurbished, or we can go look over there where our section is and get that thing, like, look and see if there's something over there that you would like, right? And so I'm just like, I'm just sitting there, as she's telling this man this, right? And then it's like she got this smile on her face, customer service, right? She got this smile on her face, and she's like, we can't really do nothing, like she said, you can reorder it, but I would reorder it because it, I guess canceled for a reason. I would get something that's not refurbished because you wouldn't have to worry about, it canceling and not being able to ship it to your house and all that stuff. And so, and we're sitting there, and he's listening, and he's like, yeah, he's saying, yeah, no, but, and then, it's like she was moving fast with it, and then it got to the point where it was like, she was kind of trying to rush him out of, the business, out of our place, right? And she was like, we can't really do nothing. Do you want to do this or do you want to do that? We gotta. And then she's literally saying, softly, kind of to the side, we need to move this along, we need to hurry up, da da da. And I'm just sitting there listening to her, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on right now? What the fuck is happening? There was no way that I just brought this demonic entity over here and ruined the whole vibe. There was no way. There was no way I asked for help and you brought this? This is what you brought? You brought someone that is trying to tower over someone, that is trying to make someone leave, that is trying to show some type of dominance. I don't know what she was trying to do, but all I know is as I'm sitting here, watching her interact with this guy, and he's looking at me and he's looking back at her, but he's looking at me and he's looking back at her, and it's like she's not clicking that he's not he's not trying to do nothing wrong. He's just trying to get help. He's literally just trying to get help. And when he looks at me, and I'm just sitting there damn, bro, she really is trying to just rush him out of here. And not only that, she's kind of belittling him, because literally as I'm sitting here watching her talk to the guests, right, he's talking back, right, but he's getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, bro, there is no way I am witnessing this, bro. There was no way I'm witnessing this. There was no way she came over here and did that, bro. There's no way she came over here and did that. And then she looks at me and tells me, I got it, you're good, go ahead, go on, right? Go somewhere else and, go over to the other side and do your job, because I was at the front at the time. So go to the other, register and do what you got to do. And I was like, all right, cool, But like I said, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, dang, I really just fed him to the wolves. That's how she made me feel. She made me feel like I just fed that man to the wolves for simply asking a question, bro. I was like, bro, that's insane. What did I do? In my head, I'm just sitting bro, God, this is not real. And I know some people are some of y'all probably don't even understand, what's the big deal, she's just doing her job, blah, blah, blah. She is. But at the same time, the way she's doing it is really insane, bro. You don't understand, you had to be there to truly experience what I'm talking about. I can say it, but for you to really feel the energy that was portraying off in this movie, bro, you can see that this movie is telling a story where this higher up is not really caring about the guest, not really caring about how the guests feel and how the guest is always right, even though they're not always right. But in this moment, in this time, he didn't do nothing wrong. All he wanted was some help, and you pushed him away. You tried to scatter him away like the rest of these people, all because of what? He couldn't really talk right? But I bet you when this was somebody else that actually knew, actually had normal speech like us, You would have been talking perfectly fine and interacting with them. It'd have been in and out, of course. But of course, you gotta understand, this man is not like the rest of us. He does not have the speech like we do. So, you have to be patient with him. And you were rushing. And you didn't even realize that you were putting so much on this guest for no fucking reason. All because of what? You wanted to hurry it up and get it going, all this extra bullshit. Like, what? But anyway, I go back to a different register, and I'm helping other guests and all that. She goes, and before that, she's literally, I don't know if I said this, but she's literally picking up his stuff, and putting it in the little baggie that he had, basically forcing him along. But like I said, after that, she went over there to that section with him to see if there was something over there that he wanted that was similar to what he was trying to buy online. And I'm doing my job. I don't know what was going on over there, right? I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was being said. I don't know nothing. All I know is they were over there for a minute. And then came back, right? And right when they came back, right, he came over here. He came over to the register with her. And he literally calls me over here. He's like, hey, come here. It was literally to me. And I didn't have nobody. So I walk over there. And of course, I was probably kind of stepping on toes, because she's a lead and I'm not a lead, I'm just a team member. Of course I probably was stepping on toes. I truly understand that. But if there's a guest that is wanting my help and feel like they're more comfortable talking to me than you, what is the problem? This is not a rowdy guest. This guest is not causing problems. This guest is just trying to figure out what they can do to buy what they want. That's it, that's all. And you're rushing them. You're causing them fucking headache. You're causing me a fucking headache. You're causing everybody a fucking headache because of what? That you want to rush and hurry up and da-da-da-da. Anyway, what happened was he called me over and he was like, what do you think? And I look at what they got and it's literally one of the same things. He literally bought that thing not too long ago. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, why? I was like, isn't that the same thing you bought not too long ago? And he was like, yes. And I'm just sitting there in my head, I'm just like, why would you buy something again when you knew it wasn't something that you, that was something for you? And I don't understand, what is the point of buying it again, like I said, when you didn't like it? What is the deal? And she's like, this is good, and da-da-da. And, she asked him if he wanted the warranty, the protection plan or whatever. And the protection plan was a lot. And not only that, the thing that she was trying to make him buy was a pretty penny. A pretty penny. Especially for something like that. A pretty penny. And he was like, and he's looking at me, and he was like, what do you think? And I'm just like, well, because for me, it's like, do you really need a protection plan if you're really finna bring it right back? I already know you're finna bring this right back because you literally brought it back before. So why are we finna sit here and pretend like you're not finna bring this shit right back? So I'm just like, it doesn't really matter. And then not only that, she was talking about, I think they have 1 year warranty regardless, you don't have to do that. You don't really have to buy the other, protection plan because they have a 1-year protection plan, you know, automatically and blah blah blah. I don't know if that was true or not. I don't know if she was giving him true information or not. I have no proof of that whatsoever. So if that's what she says, okay. I don't know if that's true or not. But I was looking at him like, it's free, you know, like, I'd rather, and he was looking at it, he was like, but yeah, I know, but, and he like, and I'm just like, yeah, but, and, you know, and it got to a point where she started to kind of rub off on me, like, it got to the point where I was kind of rushing him, you know, to get out of there, but it was in a different type of rush. For me, it was more of a, like, I feel so bad, like, please just let's just hurry up and get going, because I don't know how long she's going to stand here, and I really don't want you to keep going through something, you know, and experiencing this, because it's not your fault, you know, like, this is not something you should be experiencing. You shouldn't be experiencing this at all, because you didn't do nothing wrong. So the way she's making you feel and making you feel like you have to get smaller and small, she's basically taking your voice away, and it's just pissing me off. It made me so mad. Like, you don't even understand. Like, why are you trying to take this man's voice? The voice that he barely has, and you're trying to fucking take that from him. Like, are you okay? Like, it's nothing wrong with being patient. There is nothing wrong with being patient. And of course, coming from me of all people, because I hate the word patience with a passion. I hate it, because damn, why do we always gotta be patient? But at the same time, patience is a virtue. When you are patient, not only do you get to experience a lot of things, but you also get to have a lot of things. You get to learn a lot of things. You get to realize a lot of things. What the fuck? Oh, that's a raccoon, bitch. Bitch, the way that shit was moving, I thought that was like a little fucking human or some shit coming down the motherfucking the alley, bro. They kind of scared me a little bit. I thought that was something crazy. I was about to say, what the fuck? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Yo, this shit crazy, bro. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with being patient, and of course, being patient sucks, because sometimes it really be irking you, but you gotta understand, God is doing that for a reason. Sometimes there's something going on in the world that God needs you to be patient. Because with you being patient, he can figure something else out with whatever this situation is going on over here, to where it doesn't collide with you in some type of way. You never know. You being patient might actually save your fucking life. Bro, that's so fucking good, bro. Bro, I made this drink. It's like this Baja Blast Mountain Dew with a little bit of cranberry juice and this 1800, the ultimate margarita, I think. That bitch was nice. Listen, I do not work tomorrow. I'm enjoying my day, my night. And not only that, I'm gonna go inside. Yo, I got a coloring book. I bought a coloring book today. When I tell you, it's so much different things. I'm so excited. Ooh, I'm so excited. And I bought me some new markers. And I got me some pencils in there. Colored pencils. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy myself. High as shit and enjoying it. Maybe listening to some music, probably watching some Kimi. Bro, it's gonna be a blast. Like, my bad, y'all. I got into the little moment. My bad. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, you gotta be patient sometimes, like, cause you never know, right? But back to the story, right? As you know, we were You know, like I said, I was starting to rub off. You know, she was starting to rub off on me, and I was starting to do what she was trying to do and hurry him up. But I was doing it more of a like, please, like, let's just figure this out so we can, you know, get you out of here, because I feel so awful for even asking her over here because of how she made you feel, bro. Like, I could just only imagine if I put myself in his shoes right now, bro. Just remembering the face that he made, bro. Ooh, bitch, I'm not finna fucking cry. You're a crazy hoe. You better stop it. Bro, I'm not finna do it. Chill out, bro. Chill. We not doing that shit. You're crazy. Nah, we not doing that. Bro, that shit really irked me, bro. Oh, it really irked me. I have an autistic nephew, bro. And don't get me wrong, he's smart as hell, but sometimes things are difficult for him. Sometimes he's not able to truly understand certain things, bro. And the way she just did that, man, it just I don't know, bro. It hit something deep down inside, and I'm not talking about like my heart, no, none of that. No, I'm talking about in my fucking soul, bitch. In my spirit, it just didn't sit right. It was like there was no way we are sitting here and doing this right now, bro. And out of nowhere, bro. Out of nowhere, as I'm talking to him or whatever, she literally says, all right, you got this, to me, with a smile on her face, and walks the fuck off, bro. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, what? Huh? What? First off, I ask you for help. You come over here, you get me help, but at the same time, you give me more than what I asked for, and it's not anything fucking good. Then you shoo me away, told me you got it, and then when the guest asked me back over, because obviously you were not able to help him in the way that I'm able to help him, because I understand him a little bit more than you want to run away and tell me I got it? After you came in and stomped all over, are you out of your... When I tell you, bro, I swear to God, when I told you I was sitting there and I was so fucking disappointed, I'm like, bro, you really just did that shit? And then you left and just walked away? And then, like, you know, what the funny thing was, I was actually grateful that she walked away, because now I can talk to him. I felt pushed to push him back, push him away. She was so overbearing. It wasn't even funny. Not only did she tower over him, but she somewhat towered over me. I'm not gonna sit there and lie. Like I said, she rubbed off on me a little bit, and I tried to push him out, but not in the way that she did. I was trying to excuse me, I was trying to help him get out, break free.
J-Lab off.
I hope y'all can still hear me. My speaker went off. But yeah, I was like, this is crazy. Like, I told him, like, I'm sorry, I didn't know she was gonna come over here and act like that. And he was like, no, I'm sorry, and he was apologizing, and he was asking me, what do I think about, the item. And I told him the truth. Like, if you bought this and you already, if you bought this and you didn't like it, there's no point in buying it again, because you're literally going to come back and return it, because it's going to be the same thing. Something that you did not want, like the last time. If I was you, I would go, and I literally tell him, go online, look at the thing that was refurbished that you wanted, find something that's similar, go on Google, search it up, and see if there's anything that's around that is similar to that, or that is exactly like that, but it's being sold somewhere else. And I told him that, and I also told him, I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry, like, I didn't, she's my lead, like, and I know it felt so wrong, bro. The funny thing is, bro, I'm not finna fucking keep crying, you're crazy, my nose is already starting to get stuffed, bitch. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. But like I was saying, bro, I watch a lot of videos of where, like, there are people, like, there's these certain workers that are so rude and ignorant to guests, and certain guests, and how they treat them. And there's this one there's this one person, like, that actually stands up for the guest, and then there's also this one person that is, like, they know it's wrong, but it's like, damn, like, this is my higher up. Bro, I never thought in my motherfucking life I never thought I would be that bitch. I never thought in my life. I always thought I would be the person that would stand up to the lead and be like, no, you're wrong, like, hey, like, I don't know why you're acting like that, da 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 da. But technically, I guess you can say I was both, because I did stand up for him. I still came and helped him. I did not back down when he asked for my help. I didn't be like, like, she's the lead, like, she can help you. No, I still came over and helped. I still tried to help him out. Even though she was there, I was still somewhat standing next to her. I didn't back down fully, but I did somewhat back down in a certain type of way, to where it came to when she interacts in that way with the situation of buying. I was just like, okay, let's just do it. Let's just get it out of there, because I don't know what they said over there. But first off, my bad, y'all. My thing going in and out. The question is, do I want to turn it off? The internet, y'all. If y'all know, y'all know. My internet be on sometimes. But I think I'm going to keep it on just to be safe. But yeah, I guess you could say I was someone that stood up and someone that didn't at the same time, even though I knew I was wrong. But like I said, I was apologizing to him and everything, and like he said, he basically not in his own words, because like I said, he doesn't really talk a lot, but I asked him, did you feel pushed to, get this? And he was like, yeah, because she was just like, here, and I'm just like, okay. And I told him, like, I am sorry for that, like, on like, on the behalf of the store, like, I'm sorry, because what she did was not okay. And not only that, he was saying he was sorry, and I was just like, no, like, it is not your fault. It is not your fault at all. Just because you weren't able to truly interact with her in the way that you can interact with me doesn't mean that it's your fault. It's not your fault that you don't have the, as people say, normal speech vocabulary that we do. It's not your fault. It's not your fault at all, my love. You were born that way. And if you weren't born that way and something happened in your life to where you became that way, that's just who you are. That doesn't change you, no nothing. You are still human just like the rest of us. So you should be treated like a human just like the rest of us. You are not different. You shouldn't apologize for something you didn't do nothing wrong, bro. It really pissed me off, bro. I'm telling you, you should have seen his face. I felt so fucking bad. I felt bad, bro. And he was saying thank you. And I was like, you're welcome. And fist bump, because we do our fist bumps. And he was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's not your fault. He's like, thank you. You know, like going back and forth, thank you, I'm sorry, you know. And I was like, it's okay, you're good, you know. And I told him good luck on, you know, finding that. He was like, ugh. But he plays too much. But he plays too much. I swear to you. But yeah, so he leaves, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking I'm the only one that felt that. Hell no. There was also another guest. I mean, my team member, the first team member that I had interacted with in the beginning, where he was, you know, the guy team member that was helping him in the beginning. He was also sitting there like, I don't know what was going on with her. Like, he's like, man, she is like, he's like, I did not like that. He basically felt the same way I did. He basically felt the same way I did. Like, why would you, why would you do that? Like, why would you, do that to that man? Like, he just wanted some help. You ain't have to, push him up out of here and try to get him up out of here and stuff like that. You ain't have to do him like that. You could have simply just been patient and actually helped him. But instead, you pushed him up out of here like he was nothing. Like, you're crazy. And I'm just like, bro, like, that was insane. So I went to the other lead that was there, because it was literally only 2 leads that was there at the time. It was her and then another girl. So I go to the other one. I'm just like, hey, like, can I talk to you for a second? And the funny thing is, that lead, the other lead that did all that, was literally there. So I'm just like, okay. And I overheard her saying something like, yeah, I really had to use the bathroom really bad or whatever. And I'm just like, okay. In my head, I'm just like, okay, so that was your issue for leaving and not saying anything. You just, you got this. That's it. That's all. That's all you're gonna say. Like, okay, cool. You're gonna say it's because you had to use the bathroom. Like, shh. All right. I don't know if that's what she's saying or if that was something else, but I think it was because that's what she was saying. She went over there and tried to talk her way. And the funny thing is, I wanted to go to somebody that was higher. I wanted to go to our HR. I wanted to go to the highest one that was there. But she wasn't there. So I had to go to her and tell her, like, hey, this is what happened. And then the next time when I come in, if the higher is there, then I will tell her. Personally, the person that I went to, I told her and everything, and she said, yeah, she was saying something about, having to use the bathroom or whatever. And not only that, she was saying, like, yeah, I guess something happened. She was having an off day this morning or whatever. And I'm just, in my head, I'm just like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, that doesn't mean take it out on the guest, right? That doesn't mean just say fuck the guest, right? And she was like, yeah, she was like, but I didn't say that out loud, but I said it in my head. And she was like, yeah, but that still doesn't mean to, do that to the guest. I was like, exactly. Exactly. She understood. So she was like, all right, I'll write a report, I'll email HR, because she's not going to be here. She's not going to be back here until Thursday. So I'm just like, okay, cool. when she's here Thursday, I think I work Thursday. I don't think I work Thursday. I thought I worked Thursday. I'm not sure. I need to check my calendar. But anyway, whenever I go in there and I see the higher ups, then I'll just tell her, because it really blew me back, because this is a man that comes in here frequently. And every time I see him, he's trying to do everything by himself. And he doesn't really like to ask people for help. Like, don't get me wrong, he'll ask. But sometimes it's hard, because, like I said, he doesn't speak like us. Like, he understands. Don't get me wrong, he understands. But he's not able to speak like us for some reason. And he comes in frequently. And it's just, yeah, it really pissed me off. But yeah. And then not only that, after, because me and the lead that I was talking to, about the situation, we had to step outside because both the offices were being used. So we stepped outside back in the back. And, I'm telling her everything about everything that was going on and all that. And then I go back in, tell me why the other lead is lingering around. Like, bitch, girl, of course it's about you, ho. You know you are smart enough. What the fuck are you talking about? And if you don't know it's about you, ho. I really don't care. I do not mind letting you know I just snitched on you. Bitch, snitches get stitches, but I'm strong enough to take them bitches. So what the fuck is you talking about? Especially when it comes to some shit like that. Are you fucking okay, you mother... Let's chill. Let's settle down. That's all I wanna do. Okay. That's it. I'm gonna be done talking about this because I'm gonna really spaz the fuck out. I'm gonna spaz the fuck out if I don't stop talking about this. So, that's about it. I hope you had a blessed day today, my love. And if not, I hope tomorrow is blessed for you. Keep pushing forward. Keep going. Never give up. You got this. Take one step at a time. Don't put it all in one plate, okay? Allow yourself to spread it out. And be patient. You don't always have to hurry up. Just relax. But, yeah. Enjoy yourself. Stay strong. Keep trying to heal. Keep trying to grow. Keep trying to thrive. Keep trying to do the best you can, my love. I believe in you. We are all rooting for you. So, what are you going to do? But that's about it. Peace out, my love.